What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I am the Big Slim, aka Big Slim, and I know I'm rocking a bummy white t-shirt right now. Don't judge me. I don't need that negativity in my life right now. Today we're going to talk about probably the most debated topic in the MCOC community right now, and that is who are the top champions in the game. I'm making a top 10 champions in the game right now list, and when I was putting this list together, it really made me realize how many great champions are in the game. So if you don't see your favorite champion, don't get mad. Some of my favorite champions aren't on here either. And these are just the top 10 in my opinion. Before we get into the top 10, the meat and potatoes, what everybody came here to see, let's get into some honorable mentions. I'm going to do 3. The first champ in the honorable mentions is Human Torch. Torch is a monster for slaying Mystic champions, and with that pre-fight ability, he can pretty much take any fight in the game. His value has only gone up since the introduction of the Abyss. He's one of the 4 horsemen, making him one of the best options for the Abyss. The next honorable mention goes to Captain Marvel movie. Insane burst damage. If you have the Nick Fury synergy, it makes her even better. She's a little reliant on the stuns, but overall, she's an amazing champion. She is an honorable mention. The last champion my honorable mention will be Thing. I know this is a bit controversial, because a lot of YouTubers have Thing in their top 5, but it's just my opinion. I see the champion is extremely powerful. He can decrease all incoming damage. I just think there's better champions in my opinion. And then at number 10, just cracking the list, is Void. Void has several abilities that make him a powerful champ. He's Incinerate immune. He can decrease incoming damage with his fatigue debuff. He can decrease a champion's chance to evade, but the ability that really makes Void a household name is his Petrify debuff. With the combination of his Awakened ability, Fear of the Void, and the Despair Mastery, he can reverse healing and power gain, which makes him a great counter to Masochism nodes, power gain nodes, or any champion with high insane healing or power gain. That passive damage he has does add up, making his damage output low-key very good. Don't sleep on Void's damage. However, buffet nodes and champions that have a high chance to shrug out debuffs are his weakness. And also, if the power gain is too strong and you don't get a good RNG and get his Petrified debuff, you can get washed. However, he's a great champion. He's my number 10. Number 9 is going to be Neymar. Without his Awaken ability, Neymar is kind of a meh champion. He has great burst damage, but a lot of champions possess this ability with a lot less annoying buildup. But his Awakened ability is what gets him a chair at the big boy table. With his Awakened ability, it allows him to reflect all damage while hitting the opponent at Seg 200. This ability is so powerful and useful because he's the only one in the game that possesses this type of utility, therefore making him irreplaceable on your roster. Usually, if you need some type of utility, there's more than one champ that possesses this utility, but Neymar, as of right now, he's the only one that has it. So since that utility is so strong, so unique, he's going to get the number 1. He's going to get the number 9 spot. Number 8 is going to go to the king of the robots, Warlock. Immunities are king in this game, and Warlock has 3 of them, being Poison, Bleed, and Cold Snap, making him pair well with the Suicide Mastery that helps his damage that isn't bad, but it isn't up there with some of the top champions in the game. But damage isn't everything in this game, and his utility gets him a chair at the cool kids table. So Warlock puts virus charges on the opponents that when it gets to 20, the opponent is heal blocked and their offense ability accuracy is reduced. Warlock is great for a lot of the problem fights in this game, like Mr. Sinister, the Rogue and Variant 3, Masochism nodes, Buffet. He's a utility god. That's what gets him the number 8 spot. So, number 7 is going to go to Dr. Doom. Doom just got added to the game 2 months ago as of recording this video, and he already has his foot deep down in these streets, man. I really don't know how to use Doom. As you can see, I don't even have him as a 3-star. But from the videos I've seen, he's incredible. He's a monster in the Abyss. He can just control the enemy's power and control the flow of the fight. It just makes him a monster. Plus, it really helps that he has the 2nd highest prestige in the game. Has nothing to do with his power, but it really does help his stocks. So, yeah, I think he deserves a spot here in the top 10. He gets number 7. Number 6 goes to Aeon. Now, I know this is a little controversial because a lot of people think Aeon is the best character in the game. He crits pretty much all the time. He can shrug off debuffs. He can stop evade, reduce a defensive ability accuracy, and he can go completely unblockable. Now see, all this is true, but his combo needs to be 999 for him to possess all of these abilities at once. In most content, you're not reaching 999, but in the content you do, like Labyrinth of Legends and Abyss of Legend, Aegon's just the best. He's the best champion for that content, and his value is going up a little bit more, so he can move up because of Act 6, but that just shows you how amazing the rest of the 5 champions are. He gets the number 6 spot. Time to get into the top 5, and just cracking the top 5 is Nicholas J. Fury. Fury is an absolute monster. I love playing Nick Fury. You can play him in his decoy form, which gives you a bit of safety net playing the champion just in case you die, but the real Nick Fury is what makes him a top 5 champ. Not sure if his Fury is the most powerful Fury in the game, but it's got to be up there. His bleed damage is insane, and once the real Nick Fury comes out, he can absolutely watch the Winter Soldier fight in Rome of Legends in like 2 minutes. It's insane. And without his bleed damage, his damage really isn't that terrible. So his utility also gets him in there. So Nick Fury, with his tactical charges, he can get those from throwing special ones and getting hit. And with 5, he cannot miss and he cannot be evaded. This is great for champs. For champs that evade, mesmerize, champs with miss mechanics like Invisible Woman, Ebony Maw. 10, he can purify all debuffs, knocking down the opponent. And at 15, he's just completely unblockable. One of the most powerful utilities in the game. So you don't even have to intercept. Yeah, Nick Fury is a monster. He gets top 5. Now, coming in at number 4 is Corvus Glaive. Like I said earlier, immunities are king. He's immune to Cold Snap, Bleed, and Shock. Well, technically not immune while he has his glaive charges. He can't take damage from these sources, which is a little bit better than being immune because you can actually heal from the willpower mastery off of these sources. He's an absolute monster with the glaive charges. All his hits are critical. Once you get a charge from his missions, his damage just it gets a little bit insane after a while. He inflicts a pretty good armor break with pairing with the Proxima Midnight Synergy. He gets a True Strike debuff, and the Special 2 is just amazing. It feels real satisfying to shoot off that Special 2. And with his Awakening ability, he cannot die while he has Glaive Charges. So you can just sit there with infinite bleeds, infinite poisons, infinite anything. You just won't die as long as you don't get touched or you don't get hit level 3. But he does require that you play him with Suicides, which can be a downside if you don't like playing Suicides. But if you do, yeah, Corvus is the number 4 champion in the game. Okay, so the bronze medal goes to Quake. Now, Quake is the oldest champion on this list, and she's withstood the test of time. It just shows how incredible her utility is. I know she has a high skill requirement to play, but if you have those skills to play her, you might be able to make the argument she's the best champion in the game. So, I mean, because I've just seen people take down the 6.2.6 champion boss with her. I crushed the 6.2.2 Mr. Sinister boss with her. She saved me copious amounts of units. Don't know how I would have got that down without Unit Man, without her. With her, you can completely shut down opponents' abilities. You control the fight. You don't even need to touch the opponent. There's no damage. If there's no damage over time, though, you can pretty much take the fight. That speaks for itself. Number 3 goes to Quake. Now, the silver medal goes to Omega Red. Similar to Quake, Omega Red only needs to make minimal contact with the opponent to get his damage off. His damage type, no one is immune to it, other than maybe Gladiator Hulk, but other than that, he just melts everyone else. He can take a lot of the fights, a lot of the problem fights in this game. With his tentacle hits, he reduces 100% of the damage that would be dealt with instant passive damage, so Korg and Magic, they just get washed by Omega Red. He's poison immune, he reduces bleed damage by 90%, so with the Coagulate Mastery, you're actually healing from suicides. He doesn't require suicides, but they're really helpful when playing them to pair him with. However, he does need to be awakened at Sig 200 to get the full use out of Omega Red, but when you do get him at Sig 200 and you do awaken him, he's the number 2 champion in my game. He gets the silver medal. Okay, so everybody knew who the number 1 champion is in the game. You really can't make argument for anyone else, it's Ghost. And if you just say anybody else, you're just trying to be controversial. She, she's just ridiculous, man. I mean, just listen to this. She can shrug off all debuffs and turn it into more damage. She has guaranteed crits. She can phase. You don't have to intercept. You don't have to parry. You control the fight. You get guaranteed crits. Her crits cannot be evaded. With the Wasp synergy, she's unblockable, so that takes a lot of the skill gap out of playing her. With Hood, you don't take any damage while you're phasing, so you don't even have to bait out specials. You can tank level 3s. You don't even take recoil damage at that point. I mean, she's just. I mean, I don't know what else to say about Ghost. Ghost is really just Ghost and everyone else. She's head and shoulders above everyone else. She's sitting on the throne as the queen of MCOC without equal. She's the best champ in the game. That concludes the top 10. If you think my list was complete horseshit and think I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, hit the comment section below and drop your top 10 and tell me how much of a peasant I am. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and sub if you want more MCOC content. I'm dropping the top 5 underrated champs in the game within a week of making this video. And I will make a champion guide for the first 2 champions listed in the comment sections below by 2 different people. Yeah, and that concludes my video. And always remember, keep it slim, baby.